Well, hello. How are you, Rachel?
Doing well. I am so excited for this.
Thank you for doing this live. It's a little bit of an overkill, but it's very good practice for me to be comfortable just doing things on the fly. So, thank you.
No, I am a huge advocate of sharing the process, and the parts where we learn the best is where things get messy. So, whatever happens today, I'm excited to be sharing it with people.
Awesome. Yes, I'd love for you to just share with what you do and how you're already using it in your own processes.
Yes, absolutely. So, for the people that are watching the stream and I haven't met before, hi, hello. My name is Rachel. I'm a brand stylist based out of Vancouver, Canada. I specialize in 1 week brand transformations for entrepreneurs who are looking to build their personal brand in the online space that feels true to you. I know authenticity is a weird buzzword that is way overused nowadays in the online space, but I love helping people show up online in a way that feels natural to you and who you are as a human being. I feel like oftentimes we feel really pressured to show up, especially as professionals, online a certain way. There's this professional standard that we all feel pressured to show up under. But as a result of that, we often feel like we have to censor a lot of ourselves out of our own content, our personality, the things that actually make us unique, and most importantly, stand out to the people that really need our help. A lot of the work that I do actually involves helping you, first and foremost, give yourself permission to actually bring that side of you back into the way that you show up online, and specifically in the way that I support my clients. With my background as a designer, I have over time developed where I can really get into your head and help you translate exactly what that is, who you are, all the stuff you're trying to communicate into a visual style that people can see, and do the thing that most people say is impossible with combining the fun, weird, quirky, rebellious side of you, the cool human side, with the professional side in a seamless way that it attracts the right opportunities in droves. So, when it comes to AI and the conversation that I'm having today with Diana, we are actually going to be doing a custom GPT build to create an AI tool that supports me with my creative workflow. Honestly, most people that I work with, they're like, wow, Rachel, you make it look so easy. Yes, the final product I present to you is the product of probably 12 plus hours of ideation on the back end, where I go through a lot of different versions of different things and I pair out a lot of the things that wouldn't work for your brand before I actually present the final product to my client. So with
Yeah.
the GBT build, it's going to be really supportive in helping me specifically at 2 points of the process that I'm actually going to be walking Diana through very soon in the coming weeks, where I support my clients with their messaging, which is finding the right words to communicate about your brand without word vomiting all over people. And then the second half of my process, which is the visual part, where we create your signature brand style. And specifically, where the GPT would be immensely supportive for me is to support with my logo ideation process, which is the really tedious part because people don't really know. I present a few different options for my clients to look at. Behind the scenes, I come up with anywhere between 50 to 200 different iterations of the same logo before I pair out all of the different options and present it to my client. So there's a lot of heavy lifting on the back end that I've been slowly starting to integrate AI into, with not ever coming up with a final product, but just helping me rifle through a whole bunch of ideas so that I can pick out the little pieces that I use in the final assembly for my clients.
No, that was absolutely amazing. That was a very clear introduction. Thank you. So I am so glad you are going to be handling my business branding. For anybody else, it's so easy for me to be like, this is a strategy. I believe this is the best plan for you. But for my own, translating that into a visual identity has been really challenging. So it's like once we started connecting and just talking about it, I'm like, okay, you are the right person for it. So I'm excited to learn about your process. And one of them that you were going to be doing the GPT around is like, I have something very similar where it's kind of a part of like this digital transformation like toolkit where you start off with this brand messaging playbook. And I think that's something very similar to what you're looking for in your email. I'm going to guide you actually into creating your own tool so that you know how to make your own edits, you know how to update it in the future. And also, it's a very strong starting point for streamlining automations down the line. So once you get this process down, it's like you can introduce Zapier actions apps like Zaps or whatever it is and sync it up. So it's like you can do that action step within ChatGPT if that's the path you choose to go. So it's going to be similar to this, but more tailored to your process, where a GPT to me is like a widget or
Mm,
a generator, something that allows you to really streamline a process that would take much longer into a mini tool, like a person one that's tailored to you. And you don't really have to be very technical to do something like this. It's just kind of how you
mm.
structure what you want. And that's going to be how I introduce this Hive framework. If you approach it in a certain way, then anybody can really do this very effortlessly. So, for me to help this, if I shared this with somebody else and I'm like, hey, just give you the instructions on how to interact with this and imagine it as like an AI assistant guiding you through a process, then it'll allow others to create a playbook at their end without me
Yeah.
having to be there with them. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing for you.
I'm so excited.
Okay. So based on my requirements from the past, I mean, this is done a while ago. You have it's set up in a way where it'll step by step, like ask me the questions to collect the information it needs. And at the end, once it has everything it needs, then it will generate this playbook and have me confirm each section before it puts the
Mm,
final one together. So we're going to be setting it up kind of the same way for you, where, okay, now at your end, I'm going to have you start moving around.
yes. All right. Where do you want me? Oh
I meant to share my
no.
screen, but you know
do you
what? It's okay. What I'll do is just share the message thread so others can just kind of see what it created.
Okay, sounds good. The
Yay.
joys of collaborating using technology. Go right.
Well, I
We
did
laugh it
say
off and we have fun with it.
I did say the live streaming is a little bit of an overkill, but you know what it is. But
Yes.
thanks for being open to do this with me online.
Yay.
Okay. So I just shared that message thread to see what it built. Okay, so for you now, I believe you have to toggle over that circle,
Top right hand corner.
the profile. Yep. Go to,
My GPTs.
and then we are going to create one.
All right.
It's like a computer programming analogy, but imagine you are a sandwich maker. Okay. So you are a sandwich maker. You are to be giving me instructions like step by step from the ingredients to the tools that you need, like the presentation on how to put a sandwich together and present it aesthetically to somebody who has never seen a PB&J sandwich together.
Okay.
Roughly, like it doesn't.
To create a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the ingredients that you start with would be 2 slices of bread, whatever type of bread you prefer. If you want to be healthy, you can go whole grain. If you're like me and you've got a really dry mouth, maybe just regular white bread, even without the crust, would work fine. You would want peanut butter, chunky or smooth, whatever you prefer, and whatever jam of your choice. It To get started, you would want to lay both slices of your bread flat side by side. You would get a butter knife. I usually start with the peanut butter, scoop a big chunk of it, spread it all over one side of your bread. Don't fold it just yet. Get another knife. Do not cross contaminate. This is what they taught me in cooking classes in high school. Get another butter knife. Do not cross contaminate. Stick that into your jelly jar, scoop a whole bunch of it, put it on the other slice of bread that does not have peanut butter on it. And then when both of your slices of bread have a good spread, you put one on each hand and then you stick it together. This is simple and sweet. Stick them together. And if you wish to do extra, you can microwave it. If you like your bread soft, you can toast it if you want an extra crunch. And if you want extra garnish, if you want to present it to your toddler who loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, put it on a plate and then grab your butter knife, grab a little dollop of the spread and then do like a little yin yang pattern and spread some of the peanut butter and jelly on the side of your plate if you want to adorn the peanut butter jelly sandwich for presentation.
So, you know, that framework, the Hive framework I talk about in the past, HIVE, hero, it's envisioning this AI as like a role or even just as a tool. So, right now, we're
Mm,
going to apply everything you said about a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Like, you are going to be a sandwich maker. And the end goal is you're going to be creating this type of sandwich.
Mm,
And that's the end goal you are going to be working towards with this tool. So
yeah.
the variables are like the type of sandwich, like the
Mm,
ingredients and the details of the type of peanut butter, just everything that you mentioned there.
mm,
And the execution steps is like you said, it's from the building of the sandwich, just literally the step by step of putting the sandwich together to the presentation. It just the step by step by step, and that would be the execution steps. It's now applying the
mhm.
same logic to a brand blueprint generator, this playbook. So
Ooh.
if you were going to apply the same thing, say like, hey, ChatGPT, I want you to act as this one generator of this brand messaging blueprint. Every single time I go into a discovery call, these are the questions that this is the information I need to collect. So that's going to be the
Right.
context that you provide. And like the
Okay.
last thing is like the execution steps at the end is going to be you telling it, you have to
Mm,
delineate what you want from it to build out this playbook.
mm.
And that is where your email to me, let me just share that really quickly.
Yeah, actually, what might be helpful afterwards is I can actually share a little bit, like a high level overview of my process, and I can actually share a sample of a playbook. So you have like a visual of here's what we're actually going to be creating. And I have like templates that I use to populate. So that way, like you guys can have
Perfect.
something to look at.
Yeah, you laid it out very clearly, all of the sections that you want. And
Mm,
with your examples, you're going to provide those as an example to this tool to have as a starting point, also.
Amazing. Okay,
Okay.
so let me pull up a sample brand as well. So then that way it's easier for people to be like, oh, this is what we're building. And I feel like I'm a visual learner, so it's easy for people to
Yes.
cue in when we do that. How do I share my screen
Ooh,
again?
okay. Let me add you to.
Okay, yay. So when it comes to, I'll show you guys the final product so you could be like, oh, this is what we're creating. And then it'll so much more sense. So I'll start with the final product just so then you guys can kind of see what it is that my clients walk away with at the end of our engagement together. This is a playbook that I created for a natural supplement brand that's actually going to be based in California, which is exciting. This is a big chunky PDF document. You're going to see 44 pages at the bottom where it's split into two halves. The first half is basically the part that we're using the GPT for, which is the messaging. And then the second half, which is the visuals, which is what probably be like a second build that we'll be working on. But this is, of course, like the pretty designed document. I have like a Google Doc version of basically all of this, but I'll quickly scrub through to kind of show you like for each of the different slides, they all cover different sections. So, such as brand positioning, where I have a
Mhm.
section on the side that kind of explains here's what the section is about, just for your own education. And then on the right hand side, I actually have the information that I generate specifically for my clients. And this is the part that's going to be custom that usually takes me forever and a day to come up with by myself. And I've actually been starting to use ChatGPT to help support me coming up with just the rough ideas for some of the sections, especially when it comes to wording, just to help me not get hung up on word surgery and just to actually focus on the core of the message I'm trying to communicate. I'll just quickly scrub through. There's quite a few sections here, like titles, audience, tagline, one liner, company description and bio, brand keywords and phrases, vision, mission, core values, vibe, and style. Okay. Big breath. That is everything in the messaging section. This is, of course, the pretty designed document. And thank you, Tanya and Kay, for the wonderful words about the playbooks that I have created. I'll show you the outline that I actually use before I turn it into this pretty document. What I actually do is I have everything just in a Google Doc. I have a template for this, and I actually just populate all of the text. So this is where I do all of my brain dumping. I usually bounce back and forth between Google Docs and AI just to be like, all right, based on this section of my conversation with this client, I might parts of the transcript into ChatGPT. What would be like a good starting point for titles that you would suggest for me? And then it would spit out a bunch of stuff, and I probably sift through all of them, and I'd be like, hey, yay, this works. Oh God, no, not that. Definitely not that. I'd sift through it, come up with my own variation, stick it back into ChatGPT. Some of these are easy for me to write myself. Some of them, like especially the tagline, it's more challenging, especially in areas where I'm like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes when it comes to trademarking. I want to make sure
Mhm.
that these, what I come up with, also isn't already taken up by some other company. So there are some parts of this playbook that are trickier for me to come up with. The one liner is also another section that is challenging, along with the bio. Brand keywords and phrases, a little bit more easy just because I look at the transcript and I pick out a lot of the words that I hear my clients repeating over and over again when they talk. So this part is much easier. But for some of the more copy intensive sections, this is kind of where I lean heavily on AI to support. So I hope that gives a little bit more context. So then, Diana, I'll let you take the floor and then walk me through how we're going to construct something that supports with this process.
Yes, AI can do a lot of this initial generation like really, really quickly, but there's a lot of time and energy that's put into just getting to that place of like, okay, this is what sits right with me, and that can't be
Mm.
rushed. So just got to commend you. You put a lot of time into this, the logo generation process and everything. You really invest yourself into that process.
Thank you. You got to invest in order to make it good.
No, I'm excited to see what's going to come out of Braggle AI. I really am. So for this right now, it's like we're going to apply that same logic for that PB&J generator as a sandwich maker to a blueprint generator. So you're going to just
All right.
like a conversation, just say like, hey, I want you to act as,
A brand messaging playbook
yeah,
generator.
uh,
No
just
worries.
the requirements of bullet point one, just copy all of that and just paste it in
Mm.
there.
Oh, actually, one thing I can do is upload. I actually
Oh,
have the
yeah.
text file. Don't worry, I'm prepared. I got the template.
Yes.
Yay. So the requirements for the playbook are in the attached document.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are going to be generating this. The context, what information are you going to be providing it?
Oh, yes, are in
So
the
it's going to
attached
be the
document.
client's name, the
Called-
client's business description, the list of you need answered to be able
Mm.
to generate this.
Oftentimes I take like notes from the conversations I have
Mhm.
with my client. So because the process that I have is right after I get off the call, I do my brain dumping when it's still fresh in my head. But in some instances where I have some space and I'm like, I don't remember what we talked about, then sometimes I lean on the transcript because I do record those calls. So actually, am I allowed to upload multiple documents?
Yes,
Okay,
you
let
can.
me
And
do
then just
that.
say like you're also uploading past examples. Like you can do multiple of your past actual work and just say, this is the work that I've done in the past.
Oh, cool. Okay. In that case, for the attached document called Brand Playbook Outline, I've also attached a sample of a completed brand messaging playbook in the document called Highland Nutra Brand Playbook Outline. Would that be enough, or do I need to upload more documents for it to reference?
Let me go back.
Yeah, I just have two. I have like the template that I use, and then basically a sample of the template that I filled out with
Yes.
what I've generated.
Let's start with
Um,
that. Perfect.
are there any other instructions that I need to provide before I hit enter?
It's going to ask follow-up questions. And then at the way
Oh,
end, I'll
okay.
help you refine it.
Okay. Is it weird that I'm like nervous to see what it's gonna spit out at me?
No, it's exciting.
Wow. Oh, okay. Um, okay. I can see what you mean by it talks to you. Okay, let's talk.
So what did it
Let's
say? My vision's over.
um
Do you
how
have
does
another?
the brand playbook architect sound? Let's stick with brand playbook. The highlight of my day today is going to be like Rachel learns to talk to computers.
I talk to
Whoa.
Penny all day long.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Um, oh, there's like a profile picture it generates for me.
Your own profile picture.
What? Oh my gosh. Thing. Okay.
But just to
This
show, I'm just hoping to show it's very conversational where
yeah.
It's essentially you're creating your own little tool for your use case, and there
Let
should be no
me
intimidation behind it. It's with $20 a month. I have over 50 of these for anything
That's
that I really want to learn
crazy.
or anything that I've been stuck on. I've set up these little widgets to help guide me through
Yeah,
processes in learning
that's so
about
cool.
email marketing or about digital marketing just in general. You can create your little team tailored to your learning style.
Let's just do that. Let's personalize it. I think we're
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So while you were doing that, with my own little brand blueprint generator, I just asked it, ask me 5 questions where it'll help you get a holistic picture of me. And it came up with these 5 as like a starting point.
oh wow.
And then from here, based on a mock persona, please fill this out. Who should we use? Like a real estate agent,
Let's do like a mindset coach.
mindset coach. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give this over to you. Or why don't you just do it at your end?
Should I
Okay.
give it the green light? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't see yours yet.
I think it's asking if we're ready to
Yeah,
roll with this
I think
current
it's
setup.
good.
All right, let's do it.
So I think at your end on the right hand side, just test it
Yeah.
out. Say, based on a mock persona, generate a playbook for me,
Mm.
like that mindset coach. See what it does.
Oh, okay. Of a mindset coach. Let's say for early stage entrepreneurs, if I want to be more specific,
Hmm.
can you generate a brand playbook for me? It is crazy that I am watching it think. Oh,
It's a solid starting
what?
point without a lot of background information, like that you have to provide.
Oh my
Provide.
gosh. Wow. That's crazy. So, in that case, when I gather all of the information from my clients, I usually do it in the 60-minute kickoff call. And I basically ask questions that help me hammer out exactly what goes into these sections. I guess I could technically plug the transcript from that call
Yes.
into here so it could just quickly help me come up with a first draft. And then I could sift through everything from there.
Exactly. Extract insights and help me derive a starting point based on it.
That's crazy. Okay.
And then once you
Holy
have a
moly.
process down, then we can start thinking about like Zapier automations. Like you get a
Mm,
recording automatically dropped into your Google Drive once your recording is done. And that's a trigger
yeah.
in itself to, sync up with OpenAI and just get this ready for you as a starting point and put into a Google Doc just for you to review. There's so many options
Yeah.
now once you start understanding the step of working with GPTs.
That is
It's so
crazy.
exciting.
Well, I am so excited to use this because for the people who are watching, me and Diana are actually going to be working on her branding after this live. We are literally getting me equipped with the AI tools that I'm going to be using on Diana's brand. This is like
Mhm.
Inception, where it's like she helps me help her. And I'm so excited to use this. I'll find a creative way to capture and share this with everyone also behind the scenes as I use these custom GPTs to generate the first draft of a book. Maybe I might even set a timer to be like, this is how fast I can do it now. I'll figure it out, but I'm excited to use this for your branding.
No, I appreciate you being open to do this with me just because in the past there's been so much fear around this. Yeah, and I don't blame folks. It's incredibly threatening. I see why it can be viewed as a replacement, but it can be used as a support. Any agency owner can do this. Any solopreneur can do this. You can diversify your offerings now and you can use it to try to stand out and differentiate yourself in a very digital business landscape.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there are
Absolutely.
more opportunities with it than there aren't. I'm very grateful for these conversations we get to have openly and just make mistakes together too.
Absolutely. And I am a creative service provider and I'm using AI as a tool to help me expedite the process so I can deliver results faster and more effectively for my clients. Even if you're not a creative service provider, even if you're a coach or somebody who supports your clients, like you're providing strategic guidance, I could still see a lot of scenarios where AI would be supportive in helping you maybe even come up with a first draft. Even if you don't identify as creative or if you're artistically challenged, you could use this to come up with a first draft of something so that you have a working model that you could take with you to an expert to be like, hey, here's
Mhm.
the foundation of what I have. This still doesn't work for me, but maybe this will make your life easier as we dive into the process of actually working on my stuff, right? Like,
Yes. You
yeah.
touched upon something. It's just this ability to properly delegate out your work and communicate what you want. And there is no more guessing. You know what services you need, which digital service providers that you need, and you're making very informed decisions on these services so that you know what returns to expect as well. So it's this ability to just be able to stay out of the work as in addition to all of it. It's just a different way of working. And I've had a really difficult time articulating why it's so different. So just these conversations, opening it out has been really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And KSET is a great example of what human centered AI looks like. It does the basic thinking for you and relies on your unique perspective to make it amazing. And
Mhm.
honestly, that's how I use AI in all of my, even in my logo generation process. One of the things that I do is like, I bounce back and forth with generating ideas for the final product, but I actually take all of the ideas into my design software and use it as reference pictures to trace over or do a whole bunch of other stuff to create the final product for my clients. And I think one of the things that I'm excited to talk to Diana about is there a way for me to make even that process more efficient? Because I know when it comes to image generation, even as specific as I can be with the prompts, sometimes the AI falls short. And I think that's
Yeah.
why Diana's like, sometimes you still do need to work with humans to get it done
Yeah.
because AI
Definitely.
won't always get to the end result you're looking for, but it's a good start. So that's another huge part of my process that I'm excited to continue exploring how AI could be supporting just to make the process go faster.
So this is what I would do. Let's build out the starting point of a second GPT. But before you exit out of here, everything that it generated from visual elements on the right hand side, that
Oh,
playbook,
yes.
just copy everything so that we can paste it
Copy.
in a minute.
Okay. No worries. We'll zip through it.
Okay, perfect. And then if you want to save this after at a later time, I will help you kind of just refine it. So it's more of like it guides you through the process.
Yeah.
Okay. May have to do with that image you uploaded.
Oh, no. I can
Yeah.
always go back and recreate it. So,
Okay. Let's do that with you on
go.
a call too for that if you like.
Okay. No problem. Do you want me to go back or hit
Yeah, let's go back.
create?
Cool. And then now we're going to create a new GPT.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to create let's use that framework for this one. I want
Mm,
you to act as a generator of logo ideas. Like you're not trying to get the final logo, but
mm.
you're going to be providing it a copy of the brand messaging playbook, the
Yeah.
one that you just copied, as the
Okay.
starting point. Suggest three logo ideas, whatever it is that you don't typically ask for that you would present.
Sometimes I create a mood board for my clients
Mm.
that we go through even on our very first kickoff call. Would it be helpful if I upload the mood board and be like, based
Yes.
on everything here, can you generate me a few logo ideas? Do you want me to do that too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me fish through my labyrinth of files. Da-da-da-da.
Mood board.
Bring- Okay. Let's do 7 ranch boost. Could see the number of files that I deal with every day. I have so many.
You are
We
so
have,
organized.
you gotta be with the volume of files that I work through. I want you to access the generate for logo ideas for branding ideas. Attached is a sample of a mood board that I create for my clients to nail down the visual direction of the brand along with the designated logo style. Any other instructions that I should give it?
Let's start with that. It's like you can provide additional brand messaging, that brand playbook, if you don't have that mood board even to start off with, just to start with something
Mhm.
even more rough. But yeah, let's see what it does based on this.
Okay. That
And this would be a starting point.
brand logo companion.
This to ideate with it. I really like Midjourney. I asked for a Midjourney prompt and it'll even give it like the syntax that's required to be able to like really modify those images over there. So it's like
Oh
with
wow.
my visual identity one, let me show you really quick.
Mm.
Let's see.
I've heard a lot of really good things about Midjourney. I have yet to wander into like that realm. Is it like you have to pay? Does it give you like a few free prompts just to like try it out and then afterwards you pay, or what's the structure for that?
I forget. I think it's 30 a month. Subscribe to it right now. It allows you to like do sequential images. I just don't know how to do it with Dolly. Maybe it's a possibility,
Yeah.
but you have a lot more control over how you can make adjustments to it. And if you speak the language of image graphics, you would pick it up so fast.
I might actually look into that because I'm always looking for more robust ways of working, especially for image generation. It's very tricky, and I have yet to develop the nuance in my prompts to be able to get there, at least with Dolly.
Yeah, the Dolly, I just haven't been impressed, but it's not because I just haven't also put in the time to learn how to work with it. But let me see.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a mock persona for a mindset coach. I'm going to show you how within my visual design helper, this is my personal visual design tool,
Yeah.
where I'm going to say, here's the playbook. Just suggest 3 logo concepts.
I like how it gives me the words description of what it could look like if I were to translate it into an actual graphic.
Mhm. Any follow
That's
up
really
questions?
I mean, I'd be curious to see like if you ask like can you like generate a few images for logo concept number 3 to see I'm just curious to see visually like what graphics it spits out.
It'll do it.
And the magic of me using these technical tools as a creative is I'm like, it would take me a long time to come up with, and I have to usually come up with like 50 to 200 of all of these different ones before I'm able to shortlist a few for my clients. So the fact that it did this in a few seconds is like very, very exciting for me.
And I mean, I haven't looked at what tools are out there already that may be doing this really well already. So if I'm not trying
Wow.
to reinvent the wheel, you can go through like
Oh,
GPTs
totally.
and see which GPTs are already out there for logo design. There's experts who just do that, building out these little GPTs. So that I would even just
Wild.
start there. But if you're not an expert and you just need something to start with or just to explore ideas, I think it's a wonderful place to start.
I love that. Kay in the comments says that she loves that logo or image. And I know exactly why, because we created a logo for her signature program that looks really similar to that. It's got like the whole compass look as well. So I love the fact that this is what it generated. One of the things that sometimes I do to help refine or give instructions when I'm just prompting ChatGPT is I would be like, oh, can you
Ooh.
create the look of this logo, but using this style? And I would copy and paste something from Google to help me refine. It's like, I want it to be like a line logo, or I want it to be solid, or can you try it with this color palette? So I've been kind of experimenting with that to just quickly ideate. And the intention of this, and I want to make it clear for a lot of the creatives who might watch this and be like super up in arms, I'm using this to help me quickly sift through ideas because sometimes you have an idea in your head, you're like, this would be fantastic. And then you actually try it and you're like, oh God, no, that was a terrible idea. But you don't know until you see it. So the purpose of using AI is to help you quickly do all of that sifting without needing to take 12 plus hours to ideate this yourself. It could feel like pulling teeth. So I love how it can do different styles with different types of color palettes as well. This is a good example of image generation and how it could help you quickly rifle through and decide what does or doesn't work. So you could have a good starting point when I decide to bring one of these into my design software, then I can trace over it and then actually manipulate the fine details and adjust the colors or whatever tweaks afterwards.
Yep. Yep. I wanted to say, I know we're coming up on the 45-minute mark very soon. I still want to be able to at least get your logo design GPT started,
Yeah,
and then we can finish it off on our own time. Is that okay?
do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm on my screen. I guess I'll just tell it
Cool.
okay for whatever image. This works for me.
And then
Um,
we can just hang out and talk about ChatGPT stuff
we
if you
can
want.
nerd out. Okay, cool. So I've set it up on my side. I just gave it the okay for
Mhm.
this image is fine. So it says feel free
Awesome.
to test it out in the preview. If you need further refinements, let me know. What would you like to try first? Do you want me to plug in the mood board from the
Yeah.
previous?
On the
Okay.
right hand
And
side,
on the right hand side, upload from computer. Can
like
you
here's the mood board. Suggest.
view logo ideas for this brand based on the attached mood board?
Say afterwards, like list 10 variations.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so it's giving me the text version of it, and probably for number 4. That's so cool. Oh, number 5. I guess I never told it how many variations, but oh, is it still thinking? It's still thinking. Okay,
Just
it
say,
gave me 5. Okay.
say 10 variations.
Yeah. 10 logo variations based on the ideas you suggested above. Uh, it's always so fun whenever I prompt it because you never know what it's going to spit back
I
out at
know.
you. It's like,
Like,
what you cooking up, chef? I think what's also interesting is that it always draws from what's already on the internet. Oh, this is cool. Oh, wow.
you could just say, okay, give me 10 more until you're like, okay, this might,
Yeah.
I like this as a starting point that you can bring into your own software and do what you do.
Show me the same concepts, but with a muted brown tan copper color palette, just to like show that there is opportunity to like adjust and tweak. Of course,
Mhm.
when it comes to the language that we use to describe certain things, I still find that sometimes you have to fine tune it, because sometimes when I say copper, the color in my brain might be different from what it registers as copper. So this is the nuance of using language to generate visuals, where sometimes you're just gonna have to do all of the tweaking. But yes, it did it for me. Sometimes I do stuff like this just to even quickly iterate, because sometimes I just need to see it to know, oh, yes, or like, oh, God, no, we're not going to do that.
Really comes down to you just being able to articulate what it is that you want. Like, so your specialty is in this space and being able to modulate graphics and images. That's
Yeah.
why you're able to create these tools that are unique and special to you. And there is no competition there, you know? It's like this is just
Yeah,
for you and your unique process. So that's really awesome.
absolutely. Wow. Oh, this is amazing. I'm so excited to continue playing with this, but I know we're coming up on time. So
Yes.
let me know how we want to wrap this up. I will
Okay.
probably continue playing with this on my own time afterwards.
Okay. I need like a 5-minute break. I'll send a Google Meets link.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for everybody who's joined our
Thank
live stream
you.
and who's going to be checking out the replay. Hope that this was helpful. We're just doing the messy thing and learning together.
Thank you so much for taking the time, 45 minutes of your time to learn with us. I hope you found some value out of this.
Yes. All right. I will see you, Diana, on Google Meets after.
Sounds good. I'll message you soon.
Awesome.
Bye.
Okay.